1. Wake up, really gonna rise with the sun. Step 2. Get some good, some food in you. Step 3. Think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4. Everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo. Set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flaws, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause of sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up, really gonna rise with the sun. Step 2. Get some good, some food in you. Step 3. Think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4. Everybody just do your thing.
Hi, Bullhorn Betty. Thank you for my shirt. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Kids Club.
My bite's in that hook in my bark, buddy. And slid down so we can see a red suitcase right here for law enforcement. And if they're watching and you guys would like to come back here. Of her being out here. So this is what we're doing today. We will see you guys back here real soon. I don't know who needs
need to hear this, but let me put this out here. Stop sparing folks. Hello, somebody. Stop sparing folks. Nobody cared when your feelings was hurt. Nobody cared when you was pacing the floor. Nobody cared when you was sliding down the wall. Nobody cared when you was standing over there with a face full of tears. You had to suck it up, buttercup. But then when it come to other folk feelings, here you are. Want to tiptoe around it. Want to avoid the elephant in the room. I don't want to upset anybody. I don't want to disturb the peace. Stop sparing folk. Ain't nobody spare you when it was your turn. Give it to them real. Give it to them raw. Give it to them uncut and uncensored. This is exactly what it is. This where you had me messed up at. Huh. Yeah. I ain't playing with nobody this season, baby.
Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.
Beautiful people of YouTube and Twitter. We are going live again on Twitter. We are. We're paying for our service over at Twitter. Okay, we're gonna get our money's worth, right? We're gonna get our money's worth over on Twitter. All the people that are visiting from Twitter, please. I can't see your comments on this side, but put your where you're from. Are you from? What state you're from? What's your temperature? Let people know the Doppler radar out there in your neck of the woods. Good morning, everyone. This is Tuesday, November 14th, and it's going to be a great day. It's going to be a great day. We're going to start off just by saying good morning to everybody. We're going to get into the language of letting go. You know I'm on a time crunch today. Today is my busiest day of the week. So we're just going to get through as much as we can possibly get through before I have to leave. We are shutting this live down at 8 a.m. sharp. So wherever we're at 8 a.m. is where we end, and we'll pick up either later this afternoon or tomorrow morning at the coffee club. So good morning, Mama Llama is in the house chatting with Sheila and Bullhorn Betty this morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Who else do we have? It was just us there chatting for a while. And then Teresa comes in. She's like, hey, what's shaking? What's shaking, Bullhorn Betty? How you doing? How you doing? I'm doing great. It's Tuesday, right? At least it's not Manic Monday. It could be worse, right? Tuesday's only my second hated day of the week, right? I would say Friday's my best day of the week, but everybody knows I don't stop working on Friday like all of you, right? I'm the creator that keeps on giving. Stop. I have a fake reputation to uphold over here. I got a fake reputation to uphold. Good morning, Sonia. Good morning. If you guys don't know, we did get a winner chicken dinner yesterday. We are changing our membership levels here. We're going to make them more defined to our culture here on the Bullhorn Betty channel, which, if we could just have an IV with caffeine, just pouring into our veins, that's the type of people on this channel. We drink entirely too much coffee. We get very little sleep, so we're cranky in the morning. But we're here. Good morning, Kayla. Good morning, Mikey Mike. Big Mac Mike. November Rain, good morning. It's nice to see you. Love. I think I got everybody. Oh, look at that. Who in the world is that? I see you. Ah, yeah, she's there. She's all the way in the back. Move over, move over, move over, move over. Come on, steppers. Come on up to the front. Come on. Second thesis. It's nice to see you, Gigi, for live. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Diesel, Roddy Pup, another one. Get your butt on up here. What are you doing all the way there in the back? Come on up. Come on up. So we've been talking about the Idaho 4. Hey, Huntress, it's nice to see you, the real me too. Sweet Misery, good morning. Love it. It is nice to see you all. I see I am Team Summer. Good morning. Love, love, love. Who else do we have? All right. I think I got to everybody important. I'm just joking. You all are important. Who am I kidding? Who am I kidding? I had to dig deep this morning. Had to dig deep. I won't tell you that I forgot to wash the coffee cups. Okay. Usually it doesn't bother me, right? Usually it doesn't bother me. It's only my lips on my coffee cup. Just, rinse it off, reuse it, right? Rinse it off, reuse it. Well, yeah. Today I just wasn't feeling it. I had to go deep. I had to go deep. Look at this. Oh, I'm getting too close. Hold on, let me back it up. Let me back it up. Can you guys see it? This is my old coffee cup for my ex-husband's business. Just in case if anybody forgot. Just in case. I dusted this one off. It really was unintentional. And I was sitting here drinking and setting up this live, and I just happened to look over, and it was the wrong way, and it shows this, and I started busting up laughing over here. I won't lie. The cup got it right today, okay? If nobody else gets it right today, the coffee cup won, okay? Coffee Club 0, coffee cup 1, right? All right, let's go ahead and dive right on in. So the language of letting go today has a very beautiful message that I'm pretty sure each and every one of you guys can get something from. For November 14th, there's freedom in letting go. Sometimes we gain freedom not only by letting go of ourselves, by helping others, or by helping someone let go of us. A child rounds a corner on her purple bike, one training wheel clattering on the sidewalk and the other one high in the air. Her father calls her over and tells her that today is special. Today she finally outgrown those training wheels and will learn to ride the bike like big kids. Tears followed the happy news. But what if I fall? Or I can't balance? I'm just not ready, she complains. Finally, after many assurances that he will be right beside her, she lets Daddy take her wheels off. At first, he holds tightly on the bike as she sits there frozen, unable to pedal, rigidly gripping the handlebars. Relax, he says. It's okay. I'm right here, right by your side. She relaxes. Then she starts to pedal. Dad releases his grip slightly. He lets go and runs alongside. She looks over and laughs. Daddy, don't let go. I'll fall. And then the inevitable happens. She falls. But she gets back up. He holds on again and again and again until near supper time. Dad runs beside, lets go of the bike, and slows to a walk and watches his little girl ride off on two wheels. Is there something or someone in your life that you need to let go of in order to grow? Is there someone you need help letting go of you? Sometimes it's tempting to keep people dependent on us. It makes us feel needed, powerful. It makes us feel good. But it may be holding them back and us back. Go ahead. It's time. Take off the training wheels. Help them ride off into the sunset. Set both of you free. God, help me resist the temptation to keep people dependent on me. Give me the courage to help others, to help other people let go of me. So I thought that was a really great message for all those that read at home. in your own language of letting go book. I know that there's multiple different versions of the language of letting go, but whatever it is, every single year we read the same book over and over, year after year. And it seems like every time we get to that page, it feels like reading a completely new page that we hadn't heard previously. So the Idaho 4 is 4 University of Idaho students that were killed in the off-campus housing on November 13th, 2022, between 4 and 4:25 a.m. in the morning. This particular story rocked our country. This story went around the world. This was just a crazy case from the beginning where these beautiful souls were murdered in their sleep brutally inside their own home in the dead of night. So many people started speculating that it was the boyfriends, that it was some type of friend. And I don't think people understood the gravity of the crime at the time. I really don't. This was not somebody getting upset over a grade or over a drunken match that went awry or a bet that didn't happen or a drug deal. I love this one. All the kids are on drugs, and the big bad mean drug dealer. That's the one that takes the cake for me.
That ain't even bullshit. That's horse shit.
I mean, what idiots? Now, granted, listen, I didn't just fall off the truck yesterday. Okay. I understand it's a university. I understand it's a university. I understand they're probably playing around with a bunch of crap that they probably shouldn't be playing around with. Now, I don't know if these kids engage. We definitely can say the kids engaged in drinking, right? We can definitely say that. There's enough overwhelming evidence to say, okay, Kaylee, Maddie, Xana, and even Ethan probably engaged in a little bit of tip-it-back time. Okay? Hey, I'll even venture to say that it is possible. I'm not going to say it with all certainty, and this is just to play devil's advocate, so to speak, right? So we'll say that the kids even engaged with smoking a little bit of marijuana. Okay? I bet you like half of my audience here probably pines. Okay? Your point? Okay, so let's go something a little harder. Maybe they tried some cocaine. Okay. So what? I'm pretty sure that everybody in my audience is not wearing that halo, right? And if they are wearing a halo, it's probably propped up on a couple horns. So this idea that these children are on drugs, come on. I know that there is a lot of drugs and a lot of pressure on the children these days to stay up, do more work harder, work later. And, some kids engage in things like Adderall and other types of pharmaceuticals to help them stay awake, help them be driven, help them be motivated, blah, 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 blah. So I'm not delusional here. Okay. So we're talking about, normal problems every single parent faces when sending their children to a university. So let's say that did happen. Let's say that they did all these things. First of all, I'm going to tell you, I don't believe it. Did they engage in alcohol? Sure. So what? Kaylee graduated 2 years early. That doesn't sound like somebody that's, in the bathroom booting up, if you ask me. It doesn't sound like no halo here. Come on, guys. Bullhorn Betty's got the halo propped up on the horns. Come on. I got a horrible reputation to uphold over here, right? Whether it's true doesn't matter. But I just don't see these kids being all hopped up on drugs. I think that's ludicrous. To me, when you look at this, it's like, what idiot came up with that? Like, how long did you have to think about that? Well, there's drugs at a university. Well, no shit, there's drugs at a university. What do they have to do with these kids? Just because you're in a sorority, and just because you have an alcoholic beverage, and just because the cops have come to your house for turning up the music so, loud, doesn't mean you're a drug addict that deserved to be killed by your drug dealer. I'm sorry, we just hit the 1-year milestone for Kaylee and Maddie and Xana and Ethan. And I'm just sitting here trying to literally, for everything, to have a conversation about this whole drug thing, trying to literally imagine Kaylee on drugs. Like, I'm seriously trying to stretch my imagination so far out of the realm to even allege that Ethan Chapin is on drugs. Like, I'm really trying that somehow he owes a drug debt and they came to collect. Well, many of you guys don't know. Well, many of you do know. You've been watching my channel a while. I wasn't the best person in the whole world once upon a time. I wasn't. I was a horrible person. I did horrible things. I had a lot of childhood trauma and looking for acceptance and attention and just doing a lot of stupid stuff to myself, my body, everything else, right? My 20s were, what 20s, right? Did I turn 20? When did that happen? Right? And I got to tell you that I know some bad people. I did. Shouldn't say I know. That's in the place I still know them. Thank God I don't, right? But I used to know some pretty rotten scoundrels back in my 20s. I used to know people that had some major problems that couldn't pay debts. Ask me how many people I watched get murdered because of a debt. Ask me. Lots of money owed. Who died? Absolutely no one. No one died. Now, I'm not going to say that they didn't have to go to a hospital. They didn't take a tumble down a stair or 2 or 3. Not by me. I don't want this being turned around like, look, I had Bullhorn Betty pushed grandma down the stairs. No, I didn't. But I know some bad people, and you know what? They ain't take. If you owe them money, they want you breathing. Believe me. They may want you hurting, but they want you breathing, and they want you to be able to pay back your debt. It costs them more to have you whacked when you owe a debt than it does just to make you pay it off. They'll pimp your little butt out before they whack you. I'm sorry. They just will. So anyways, we're over to the probable cause affidavit. Yesterday when we were talking, we've been talking a lot about the DNA, a lot about the challenges that the defense is going to be using in this case. And I think, with the conversations about the DNA, I don't personally believe the DNA is this groundbreaking piece of evidence. Do I think it's very important and a key piece of evidence? Yes, I do. I think it is very important and a key piece of evidence. Do I think it makes or breaks this case? If that DNA never was realized in this case, would it prevent this case from coming forward or a successful prosecution of Brian Kohberger? I don't believe it would. I believe this case would be just fine without it. Because the challenges of it, let's talk about it. It's touch DNA, right? So the defense is already going to act like this is no big deal. They're going to act like, so what? It was touch DNA. It was transfer. Somebody else just rubbed it. Somebody that rubbed against Brian just happened to be in their house. And that person, Plan B, is the one that did it, not Brian. Right? It's kind of how it's going to go. I feel like they're going to be challenging, but I don't think that even the defense is really taking this DNA. I mean, they're taking it seriously. Obviously, it's the one thing that's connecting him biologically to that scene. So, I mean, again, it is very. Don't let me diminish the reality of DNA. It's a huge piece of evidence for the state. It's a huge piece of evidence for the state. But if it was missing, would it stop them from proceeding? I just don't think it would. And that's the problem that, or not, I guess not really a problem I have with it, but that's the point I think I'm trying to make with the whole DNA evidence in this case. It's so weak that it really doesn't matter to me if it's here. Now, I think it's one thing that they can say, look, Brian Kohberger's DNA was on the, the button snap of the knife sheath that was left near Maddie Mogan's body after plunging a knife into her chest. 1 + 1 = 2. And, who would have touched who? How would his DNA transfer there? Cast has him 100%. Yeah, Don, I think so. Yes. Okay. I'll get to you in just a second, Donna. So TL was asking, there's a video of 4 or 5 people running away from the house in the early morning caught on Ring camera. Not quite. Not quite. Yes and no. There were kids. They were, the way the camera was looking, it looked like it was between the houses, but it was shadows because of the lighting and the timing of the night. They were on this side, like on this side of the campus, because like King Road, you can see the whatever that I can't remember the fraternity that Ethan was a part of. It's the X and the XE. I can't remember the name of it. I'm not looking at my videos. I forgot. But anyways, you can see that that fraternity right at the end of their road. And the kids were there. Yes, we did see children, but they weren't the people running from the house. They were in the front of that. It's between that one road. I think it's Taylor and the fraternity before you turn on Queen and King and whatever like that. That's right there. And I think that's wrong. Like we did see the kids, but it had nothing to do with it. It wasn't even the right timing. I think it was like an hour earlier. I think it was around 8:03 or 3:30 because we covered it on here. And Olivia and I, Olivia, digitally modified that to lighten it up and brighten it so we could see a little bit better. But no, that they weren't from the house that time. It was in front of it. It was with the angle of the doorbell camera. Yeah, and I do believe, Donna, that's what I was saying. Cass does have them 100%. I do believe they do. And here's another thing. When we get to reading this, you're going to see the map of how he took his ride home. It wasn't the direct drive there. I guarantee that he went there one way and left a different way. So getting to this probable cause affidavit, I just thought it would be important for us to revisit the probable cause affidavit, because I feel like sometimes when we're working really, really hard to understand a case, sometimes we forget about the stuff that happened at the beginning, or, we're watching so many different channels, something starts taking a life of its own, like a little tiny tidbit of misinformation over time might be a totally different story by the time we're back. And now people are thinking that there's evidence in the case that there isn't. So this is going to be long-winded, but I think it's very important for us just to read this. Again, it looks like we have about an hour and a half. I don't think it's going to take me an hour and a half to read this entire probable cause affidavit, but we are going to read through it again, just so we have a good understanding, because we're going to be going over other documents throughout the week so we can kind of bring us back up to where we're at today. And that's just because on this channel, we bounce around a little bit, right? So we might be talking about Brian Kohberger today, tomorrow, maybe throughout the week, but next week, we might be talking about a whole different case. And then the week after be coming back to Brian Kohberger. So we have to remind everybody and bring everybody up to speed as to where we are. And we really haven't sat down in quite some time just to go back to the facts of the case. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So here's the probable cause affidavit, and we're just going to read along together as we go through this. I'm going to try to I'll try to read a few paragraphs at a time and then try to read the comments. So if you guys have any comments, we can be addressing them or stop. Like if there's something that I don't have an answer to, maybe stop and research it, and maybe we can find the answer here on the show before we sign off. This is the probable cause affidavit presented by Brett Payne. He's a corporal out there. We all know, most of us know who Corporal Brett Payne is. Hey, Turkey Man, it's nice to see you, love bug. I hope you're doing very, very well. So the below information is provided by Brett Payne, who's duly appointed and qualified acting peace officer within the county of Latah, state of Idaho. Brett Payne is employed by the Moscow Police Department in his official capacity or position of corporal and has been trained and qualified peace officer for approximately 4 years. Corporal Payne is being assisted by members of the United States, Idaho State Police, and agents of the Federal Bureau of Investigations. November 13th, 2022, at approximately 4 p.m., Moscow Police Department Sergeant Blaker and I responded to 1122 King Road, Moscow, Idaho, hereafter the King Road residence, to assist with the scene security and processing of crime scene associated with 4 homicides. Upon our arrival, the Idaho State Police forensic team was on scene and was preparing to begin processing the scene. Moscow Police Department Officer Smith, one of the initial responding officers to the incident, advised he would walk me through the scene. Officer Smith and I entered the King Road residence through the bottom floor door on the north side of the building. I'm going to pause right there. That is the front door. The front door of their home is on that side of the building. There's only one way in on the front side of the building and one way out on the front side of the building, and there's only one way into the back side of the building and only one way out of the back side of the building. So one of the entrances is on the first floor, which is the front door. It opens to the first floor where Bethany Funk's room would have been. The entry into the back is a sliding glass door that enters into the second floor into the kitchen. Officer Smith and I then walked upstairs to the second floor. Officer Smith directed me down the hall to the west bedroom on the second floor, which I later learned through Xana's driver's license and other personal belongings found in the room was Xana Kernodle, hereinafter Kernodle room. Just before this room, there was a bathroom door on the south wall of the hallway. As I approached the room, I could see the body, later identified as Kernodle's, laying on the floor. Kernodle was deceased with wounds which appear to have been caused by an edged weapon. So let me go back here and see if we have any questions before I start reading some more. Good morning, Turtle Madness. It's nice to see you. Tip it back. It's me, Jen. Gail, good morning. Jennifer reminds us it's free to give me an up and a thumbs up. Thumbs up. I'm so tired this morning. I have to tell you, everybody knows I told you guys that my day was going to be absolutely slammed today. And of course, last night, it was very, very, very difficult for me to sleep. So I was up at 10. I was up at 11. I was up at 1. I was up at, 3 and then 4. And then by 5, I was just like, what the heck? Might as well just get up, right? So I woke up exhausted this morning. So just bear with me. I'm not as chipper as I was yesterday, but I'm pretty sure tomorrow morning will be just fine, right? Because by the time I'm done with my day, I'll be ready to drop. I don't see any real questions. Let me see if there's any more. I can't imagine what those officers. And I don't think people understand that. That's a great point to make, Donna. Thank you for bringing that up. I think that's super important. Is, a lot of this time we think of the victims as the families, as the people that are no longer with us. But what about law enforcement? What about the crime scene investigators? I mean, the reason why they keep these images from us is because it affects you, okay? Seeing an image like that, we would never want to see those young people in the condition that those officers had to see them in, or their family for that fact. And they shelter us from it. But what about the first responders? I can't imagine, especially if a first responder had somebody around their age. I mean, this case here, pulled on my heartstrings because my little sister's around their age. I think we all have stories like that where we identify, where it almost becomes personal to us because we have this ability to almost put ourselves in their position. So those officers, yeah, I think, yeah, thank you. Thank you for bringing that up. But that is true. Those officers, what do they have to see? I always say that because, I'm around a lot of people that ride motorcycles, and I'm around responsible motorcycle drivers, right? And I got to tell you, for real, true blue motorcycle drivers, they're responsible. They understand that it's not their driving they have to worry about, it's other people's driving they have to worry about. So it really, really gets under their skin. It gets under my skin as well. To see somebody driving their motorcycle like a crotch rocket very carelessly, because it's not just you taking your life out. What about the people that have to clean you up off the road? It's not fair to them. It's not fair to them. So I know that it's a little different, but that, whereas the murders they had no control over and the motorcycle does. But at the end of the day, it's the same sense. These officers, they shouldn't be having to clean this stuff up, and they do. And they do it with grace, and they hide the scars and the wounds of doing the job. So, those first responders out there, thank you for your service. Also in the room was a male later identified as Ethan Chapin, hereinafter Chapin. Was also deceased with wounds later determined, autopsy report by Spokane medical examiner on December 15th, to be caused by sharp force injuries. Then followed Officer Smith upstairs to the third floor residence. The third floor consisted of 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom. The bedroom on the west side of the floor was later determined as Kaylee Gonzalez's room, hereinafter Gonzalez's room. I later learned from the review of Officer Nunez's body camera, there was a dog in that room when Moscow police officers initially responded. I still, I keep wondering about the dog, about Murphy. I think we all have, because there's a piece of me that just wonders, did Kaylee put him in that room, or was he put in that room? Because I keep thinking about it, if Olivia was here, I can only go by my experiences, things that I look at and I've done or whatnot. And so I'm thinking of, Olivia here, and she has Remy. Or Bullhorn's Betty's name for her dog, Demon Dog, okay? Demon Dog. He shoots flames out of his eyes and his ears and his nose, okay? And he got her, right? I have to be honest, Demon Dog loves Bullhorn Betty, right? I think Demon Dog loves Bullhorn Betty more than he loves Olivia now. The gift of bacon. Right? The gift of bacon. Dogs love me. I'm telling you, I'm the dog whisperer. But I think about it, and if Olivia and I were piled in a bedroom on a bed, say, I don't see her dog being in the other room. I see the dog being there with us. So I've always just but Murphy's much bigger than Demon Dog. Demon Dog's a little Chihuahua, right? And what is a Labradoodle? Is that what Murphy is? I think is Labradoodle or something like that. I for whatever reason, that's what's coming to my head, and that kind of looks like his face and his hair, that he might be a Labradoodle. Either way, I have always wondered that, and I don't know if we're ever going to know who put that dog, because the people that would know, they're all dead. It's sad to say, and it's pretty blunt to say it like that, but the people that would know are dead. Officer Smith then pointed out a small bathroom on the east side of the third floor. This bathroom shared a wall with Madison Mogan's bedroom, which was situated on the southeast corner of the third floor. As I entered the room, I could see 2 females in a single bed in the room. Both Gonzalez and Mogan were deceased with visible stab wounds. I also later noticed what appeared to be a tan leather sheath laying next to Mogan's right side when viewed from the door. The sheath was later processed to have the sheath was later processed and had the K-bar USMC on the and the United States Marine Corps Eagle Globe and Anchor insignia stamped on the outside of it. The Idaho State Lab later located a single source of male DNA left on the button snap of the knife sheath. And we know that, and we've heard it over and over and over again, but I want to read that again. I'm going to read just that that one sentence again, because it's super, super important, because again, we're talking about the challenging of this DNA, and they're going to be challenging that this is touch DNA, and there's a possibility of it being transferred. That's what they're going to try and argue. So the Idaho State Lab later located a single source of male DNA left on the button snap. Okay? Hold on. Hold on. I think we got away from buttons. I can't find one thing in my closet that has a button on it. I have nothing with a button on it. I was going to show you guys a button. You know, I mean, it seems simple. It's like, oh, Betty, we all know what a button is. But no, it's not that. It's, you know, taking the button and seeing where the friction is on that button, because that's most likely where they probably got that single source of DNA from that button, is probably when he lifted it up to take the knife out. As part of the investigation, numerous interviews were conducted by the Moscow Police Department officers, Idaho State Police detectives, and FBI agents. Two of the interviews, which include Bethany Funk and Dylan Mortensen, both Bethany Funk and Dylan Mortensen were inside the King Road residence at the time of the homicide, where two roommates of the victims, the homicides, and were the roommates of the victims. BF, that's Bethany Funk's room, was located on the east side of the first floor of King Road residence. There for a long time before this probable cause affidavit, we, the public, were assuming that both Dylan and Bethany were on that first floor. It was not the case. We had on the third floor Kaylee and Maddie. We had on the second floor Xana and Dylan, and on the first floor we had Bethany, because there was supposed to be a sixth resident there that never checked in, that never rented her room, that from what I'm understanding canceled her contract with that particular house. You know, she's probably one of those people that are just lucky that she did that. You know, I mean, I don't know what to say. I'd be freaking out if I was supposed to live in a house and then everybody in that house got murdered and I just happened to, you know, decide not to go to that school or found some other place cheaper to rent. You know, we don't know what that case is, but Bethany Funk was on the bottom by herself. I don't know. I wonder if I should open the phones like about this particular situation here. I don't know this, but I'm looking for perspective on it, because I feel like we've now learned that Bryan Kohberger, and it was because of this probable cause affidavit that we learned. So we've learned it a significant amount of time ago. But where was I going with this? I'm so tired. I need a cup of coffee. Where was I going with this? Significant amount of time, and I forget. Sweetie pie. Oh, where's sourpuss? I don't know. I forget where I was going with this. Why my brain just hit a blank? And I think it was about them. For the longest time, we all believed that both Dylan and Bethany were on the very first floor. It wasn't so. We find out, well, why did Bryan leave them? I remember where I was going with this. I remember now. We learned through the probable cause affidavit actually how many times Bryan Kohberger had been to that house. I don't believe Bryan Kohberger didn't know how many people were in that home. That's what's bothering me. And I don't know why, if Maddie, it seems that Maddie may have been the target now. From the very beginning, we all here thought it was either Maddie or Kaylee. And I think it appears that it actually truly was Maddie. And you know what I also find odd? It seemed like there was a situation. I don't know if this is true or not, but when we were in Moscow, Idaho, when we were at The Mad Greek. I don't know if you guys know, but Olivia and I did actually eat at the Mad Greek restaurant. I got to say, they had amazing food. It was delicious. We didn't bother the waitresses or the waiters or anything like that. We just wanted to go in there and enjoy some food. And, because they had already lost so much, we couldn't find any other restaurant that we thought we would want to spend our money in more so than the Mad Greek restaurant. They employed Maddie. They had employed Xana. They employ a lot of the other girls. And I know that and you could just see it in their faces. The waitress that served us, she looked like she had been crying all day. Everybody there, and they had to try to force a smile and, greet the customers. Can you imagine how hard that must have been for them? Because they're young, they're not seasoned like we are, we're, like me, I'm a battle axe at this point, right? I've been pushed around, beat up, just, mauled, where it's like, whatever, but these kids haven't, this is probably their first time ever really dealing with the pits of hell of society, in addition to losing some of your favorite friends. I just can't imagine. And then having to learn to try to force a smile so you can keep food on your table. Meanwhile, having every single media vulture out there. And I call them vultures. When I'm out there, I get it. I'm not saying that, I'm not calling them vultures and me this thing. I'm a vulture too when I'm out there. Trust me, I own it. It's a job. It's what we do. It is what it is. It's part of how it works. When there's a case breaking and college students get mauled in their own home, it makes people, want to know what happened. That's expected. I would have a problem in this world if nobody cared. That would be more of a problem than too many people care, right? But it's really, really unfortunate. Based on the numerous interviews conducted by the Moscow Police Department and the detectives, FBI agents, they learned the following things. So here's the stuff that I want you guys. Betty is very lovely and pink. Oh, thank you. Oh, this is the coffee shirt for that Sonia makes. I don't know if you guys see it. Can you guys see it? So it says Christ offers. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Christ offers forgiveness for everyone, everywhere, and I love that. I love that because many of you know, even if you're not Christian and you don't really pray, I'm not a Bible thumper. I'm not a Bible thumper. We respect you and we respect the reasons why you choose not to. But, but for us, for the ones like me, we love talking about God. We love testifying. We love empowering people. We love giving back to our communities, and we love being problematic women. Proud, problematic woman right here. Okay? Proud, problematic woman right here. And I'm going to continue to be a proud, problematic woman, probably until the day I die. So if anybody doesn't like me, you're just going to have to get used to me. Trust me. Give me some time. I might grow on you. I might grow on you. You never know. You never know. I don't think my smart mouth and my bullhorn is going away, but you never know. Who knows? Who knows? But I have to think that, you don't change a leopard's spots, and I'm 44 years old, so I'm kind of stuck in this skin at this point. What do you think? I don't know if you're going to get a whole lot of changing from this old dog, but I'm not sure. So let's pay attention to the information that we've learned. Let's play key. We went over this stuff before. We know this stuff like the back of our hands. But is there something we forgot? Is there anything in this probable cause affidavit we forgot and are now overlooking that we need to be focusing on? It's a legitimate question. On the evening of November 12th, okay, remember, they were killed. They went out on November 12th. Even though their date of death is November 13th, it's because the time that they died. It was in the early morning hours. In my opinion, they died on the 12th because that was their last time out. It technically is the 13th because it crossed over into the next day. But it's really sad. So we know that, and we still never got clarification. We're going to keep going. So on the evening of the 12th, Chapin and Kernodle are seen by Bethany Funk at the Sigma Chi house. That's it. The X and the E, Sigma Chi. Sigma Chi is the, as you're coming off of Queen Road, you're looking straight ahead, and there's Sigma Chi. And that is the fraternity house of Hunter and Ethan. They were Sigma Chi fraternity brothers. And that literally is, I mean, they were just literally on the outskirts of the university. So Bethany saw them at the party at the Sigma Chi fraternity house up until about 1:45 in the morning. And Ethan and Kernodle returned to their King Road residence, according to Bethany Funk. Gonzalez and Mogan were at a local bar. We all saw them inside the bar, and we saw Jack D. Jack D is Jack Decor. That is Kaylee Gonzalez's ex-boyfriend, was at the corner club. And then the girls, Maddie Mogan and Kaylee Gonzalez with Jack Showalter, ended up walking from the corner club over to the grub truck. That was approximately 8 minutes away. When they got to the grub truck, they ordered their food. They ordered their ride from the private driver, and they waited there until that private driver picked them up and their food was ready. The private driver drove them immediately home from the grub truck, and they arrived actually at their home at, what was it, 2:56, 1:56 in the morning, 1:56 in the morning, 1:56 in the morning. And less than 2 hours later, or right about 2 hours later, everybody in that home would be deceased except 2 surviving roommates. DM and BF both made statements during interviews that indicated the occupants of the King Road residence were at home by 2 a.m. and asleep, or at least in their room by 4 a.m. This is where it's going to start getting a little, it's going to start heating up a little bit. This is with the exception of Kernodle, who received a DoorDash order at approximately 4 a.m. Law enforcement identified the DoorDash delivery driver who reported this information. And I want to point that out because I am still so frustrating. So frustrating. I keep wondering if some of these people read or have comprehension, because there are literally people that I was watching just yesterday bringing up this DoorDash driver as a possible plan B. You just can't. You just can't. This person has been cleared, folks. The DoorDash driver has been cleared. Cleared. The DoorDash driver didn't do it. And not only that, but based upon this probable cause affidavit, which is under oath, the DoorDash driver actually reached out to law enforcement to let them know. The driver was lucky. Think about it. That driver was probably, I bet you Brian Koberger saw that drive. Oh, that gave me some chills. I went straight up the back. That's freaky. I bet you that happened. That was too much of a back chill there. I bet you he was sitting in his car. I bet you he watched that car come up to the house. Oof. Oof. Dylan Mortensen stated she originally went to sleep in her room on the southeast side of the second floor. DM stated, but it didn't say what time, but DM stated that she was awoken. She woke up at 4 a.m. So at 4 a.m., that was about the time the DoorDash person got there. So it makes you wonder, did they open up the door? Is that what woke her up? Maybe she heard the noise of Xana, going from her room down the stairs to the front door. The front door, you have to go down the stairs, past Bethany Funk's room to get to the front door to get your order, because otherwise the DoorDash delivery driver has to go all the way around to the back of the house, park in the back parking lot, try to go down the embankment to get to the kitchen door, to knock on the kitchen sliding glass door to have that opened. And that is where Brian Koberger went in. What if, hear me out, what if when that DoorDash driver got there, what if Brian Koberger used that as the noise when he broke into the home? Like, what better time would it be to open up or slide the back door open when the front door is being opened by one of the resident members? How freaky would that be? That he saw this person, he knows he was going to go up, and he's like, this is the time I could open this door without waking anybody because somebody's opening the front door at the same time. It's possible. I don't know if it happened, but it's a theory. Not a very good one. I mean, it's plausible. That's what I'm saying. It's plausible. So she states that she wakes up at 4 a.m. and it sounded like Gonzalez was playing with the dog. I'm wondering, and it still comes back, who put the dog in Kaylee's room? Would Kaylee seriously not have had Murphy sleeping in her room? It just doesn't. I don't know. I never asked Kaylee's parents when I had an opportunity, and I don't really communicate too much with them. I mean, I see them on their Facebook stuff and I write responses and stuff like that, but I don't have a private communication with the Gonzalez family. And so I don't know if she was accustomed, and I never asked if she was accustomed to sleeping with Murphy, if Murphy was always with her, or if she was accustomed to putting him, because their family is filled with dogs. Like, even when we were there, they to interview Christy and Steve, they had, several dogs. And I just see those dogs as being, another one, a part of their family. The way I see it is, if the dog wants to sleep in the bed, the dog gets to sleep in the bed. Get to sleep in the bed. There are some owners out there that's like, the dog's not getting in this bed. If the dog gets in the bed, they get shoved off the bed and put in their own bed. We do have those people that just different styles of how but I can tell you that Gonzalez look and it looks like the dogs are as much spoiled as their children. They're good kids. Okay. I shouldn't say spoiled, but you know what I mean. They don't want for nothing. I think that the Gonzalez family is proud to be a family unit, and you just can't. Mine take over my bed. Yeah, Donna. So you understand. So the dog thing comes back to me because I'm kind of the same way. I shouldn't say that. Like when Layla was small, she was in the bed. Okay. I didn't realize how big my cute little Labrador puppy was going to get. And I got to be honest with you, it's hard to change, to teach to teach an old dog new tricks. Touche, right? So the dog, as she grew, she didn't realize she's not a lap dog. Like she's getting a butt on her. Like she's starting to become a fat dog now, right? When she jumps on the bed, you almost feel like, the somersault, the summer thing, whatever it is, the balancing thing. And occasionally when you're a kid, you jump on the one end and it puts the other person and makes them fly off, That's like it was in my bed. Layla would come in there, just go plump, and everybody else would go fly off the bed. But, Layla, she would come, and we had a trainer, as she started getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And then when she became the size of the house, we had to just have a conversation with our dog and say, look, man, you just can't hog the bed anymore. Okay. We need to do something here. You're going to have your own bed, and you're going to have to sleep in your own bed. So Murphy was about the size of Layla, my dog. And I just don't see her sleeping without, I just don't know. There's something weird about the dog being, ouch. I just almost pulled this out. It's something weird about the dog being in her room and not with her, if that makes sense. But I don't know why. But either way, Dylan around 4 a.m. thought that she heard Kaylee playing with her dog. It very well have been Kaylee putting the dog into the bedroom, or it could have been Brian Koberger putting the damn dog in that bedroom. Ooh, it's freaky. So the review of the records obtained from the forensic download of Kernodle's phone show that she was actually on her TikTok app until 4:12. Is it possible that the only reason why Xander Knodel and Ethan Chapin aren't here today is because they just happened to be awake at the time that Brian Kohberger wanted to kill Maddie Mogen? I think his target was Maddie. I don't think I don't think he went in there for any other purpose. I don't think he expected Kaylee to be in that bed with her. I don't think he expected the dog to be there. And I don't think he expected Xana to be wide awake and in her bed listening, saying, hey, I think somebody might be here. Because that's what the next sentence says. A short time later, DM said she heard who she thought was Gonsalves say something like, there's someone here. A review of the record obtained by the forensic download of Knodel's phone showed that and I said that, she was on TikTok until 4/12. DM stated she looked out her bedroom window or bedroom door, but did not see anything when she heard the comments about somebody being in the house. DM stated that she opened her door a second time, and when she heard what she thought was crying coming from Knodel's room. DM said that she heard a male's voice say something like, oh gosh, I remember this now. I remember how freaked out I was when I read this. Oh, good Lord.
It's okay. I'm going to help you.
I surrendered.
It's okay. I'm going to help you.
It's kind of freaky. I don't know. It's kind of freaky. So at 4:17, I know that we say that the kids died between 4 a.m. and 4:25 a.m. I truly believe that every single one of those kids were deceased or almost deceased by 4:17 a.m. I truly believe that Brian Kohberger managed to kill 4 people in less than 10 minutes. That's a little scary. Less than 10 minutes and 4 people's worlds are totally, I mean, and not even 4 people's worlds. I mean, their families. I mean, this is like just like tentacles just roaming, because you got their families, their friends, the extended family, just rocked their world. I believe they were all dead by the 17th. Except Santa. Santa was the only one that was heard at 4:17, 50 feet away from Knodel's room, of a distorted audio of voices or whimpers. DM stated she opened her door a third time after she heard crying and saw a figure in black clothing and a mask that covered the person's mouth and nose walking toward her. DM described the figure as 5'10" or taller, male, not very muscular, but athletically built with bushy eyebrows. The man walked past DM as she stood in a frozen shock phase. The male walked toward the back sliding glass door. DM locked herself in her room after seeing the male. DM did not state that she recognized the male. This leads investigators to believe that the murderer left the scene. So I'm going to stop there. We're going to probably pick this up tomorrow. I know that we said we're going to stop at 8 a.m. and it's 50 minutes before 8 a.m. But I've got some things I've got to print out. I just remembered. And I'm sitting here thinking that there is a video that I need to find for this particular probable cause affidavit. So when we get back, I don't know what my schedule is going to be like today, because it depends on how long my meetings last today. If my meetings don't last all day, then I will be back live to finish this probable cause affidavit up later this afternoon. If for any reason, oh, hey, 3 Dot, it's nice to see you. Kind of, sort of. I have some concerns with you, 3 Dot. Oh, look at you. I was just calling. I said something. I can't remember what. Oh, I know what it was. I'm going to be in Georgia. Looks like around December, the beginning of December. I was just calling out. Hey. Nice to see you, love. We need to get together when I'm there. Actually, I might be coming to Georgia a little bit sooner than Leilani's hearing as well. There's a chef out there missing. I was actually going to leave just to get out of the house for a little bit, but because of today and all my meetings, I couldn't. But I might just get on the road tomorrow and just go take a field trip somewhere. I feel like we need a field trip. I don't know why it's in my soul. But I think we need to stop there. Thank you. Give me a call a little later. Not today. Actually, today's a bad day to call me. I won't be able to answer at all. Hi, friend. It's nice seeing Murphy living his best life with Jack. Yeah, it is. But and he's got his own. He's a little celebrity. Murphy is on social media. But it's still sad. It's still sad, this whole thing. And I just keep wondering, why were some of the girls there? And it goes back to my original question. Did Brian Koberger know how many people lived in that home? Did he, why did he kill Xana, Kaylee, and Maddie, but left Dylan and Bethany? I don't know if we're going to know that. I really don't. I don't know if we're ever going to know that unless Brian Koberger decides to tell us. I don't know why he was there or why he would ever want to hurt innocent people. I don't know why anybody does. I was just talking to a friend the other day, and I'm just like, I don't get why people are so nasty to people that they never even met. They just are. I hope I'm not stressing you out. 3 dot. I gotta give a damn for anybody to stress me out, right? Trust me, the YouTube is never my problem. The lawsuit, never my problem. My personal problems, yeah, that might be my problem, right? This stuff here, no. All right, guys, I will tell you right now, have a great day. God bless you. Thank you for tuning into the Bullhorn Buddy channel. We're going to go through the probable cause affidavit, and we're going to start dovetailing this stuff in. Like just now, I have to stop because I wasn't prepared. Failing to prepare is preparing to fail, right? So what I needed to do is have my video ready so we could see how this was all constructed, and that's what I'm missing. We have the video. I wasn't prepared. I didn't do this. We've got several other pleadings we're going to be going over as well. Tomorrow, I don't know how long it's going to be. We might be here for 3 hours. I will not do a live more than 4 hours, but we do have a lot of stuff to go over. So tune in tomorrow. Keep watching. Might go live today. God bless each and every one of you. Do not forget to be fearless. If you see something, say something. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Until next time, please be safe and kind to one another, especially in the comment box below. Take care and God bless.